Gentlemen, let me start by saying the season 2 teaser trailer I just watched looks fantastic. That looks really good. So I don't know, I think it's 8 episodes the second season?
Yeah, that's correct.
So of the 8 episodes, which are you most looking forward to fans seeing? Like, is it episode 6? Is it episode 4?
There's a couple episodes for me in the middle that I'm really curious to the reaction, but I think the biggest one I can't wait for people to see is just because the new tone, the new feel, everything. I'm just curious to see how people react to the newness of this season.
Yeah, episode 1 certainly, because you know, the introduction for me of my character and to invite people into that world and for them to see it. And then I would say as well for me, episode 3, just because again, for Ackerson, there's just an insight into his character there, you know, a bit of more of a personal insight, which I'm really excited to see how that spins people's opinion after seeing the first 2 episodes.
Is episodes 3 where you touch a certain artifact?
I may or may not touch a certain artifact at any point during the
It's in the trailer,
season.
so
Don't be touching my artifact, boy.
You keep your hands off my artifact.
Keep your hands off my artifact.
Just throw it out. Hey, listen, I'm only asking what I saw in the footage.
No.
One of the things I really enjoyed about season 1 was you guys had some really good action set pieces. And the trailer that we just saw teases some pretty crazy action set pieces. So I know it's all about the characters and character journeys, but I know
it's
a lot
big
of
as well, right?
But fans also love when you're kicking ass. So what can you tease about the action?
Personally, I mean, I just think the action. If you liked it last year, or season 1, that's great. I think it's far superior in season 2. And for me, the reason why it's far superior is that it puts you in the action rather than standing back and letting you watch it. It feels much more visceral. It feels much more engaging. It feels like you're a part of the battle, and that's all done through camera work and camera movement. And for me, it's just it's a much better tonal match for the show.
What can you actually tease, and I hate asking the generic thing, but like, what can you actually tease a little bit more about your character and how perhaps villain, antagonist, protagonist, like where is he on the chart?
First of all, I think everyone's the hero of their own story, so I think Ackerson, you know, in his mind is certainly not a villain, and he prioritizes the greater good of humanity. So I think everything he does through the whole course of the show is because he genuinely believes it's the right thing to do. And there will be sacrifices along the way, but those are necessary sacrifices.
Got it. Antagonist.
No, I mean, I'll chime in on that because you know, one of the joys of season 2 and watching season 2 is not just Joseph's performance, but getting to see how Ackerson is spooled out. You know, he's introduced as what we sort of, it feels like a traditional villain. And then I think as the season goes on, there's depth that's added layer by layer that makes you feel differently piece by piece.
Well, a great villain, though, or a great antagonist is someone who can justify what they're doing and demonstrate to the audience, like, maybe this is actually the right path to go on.
So you understand why they did it, even if you don't agree with it. Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, it was a gift of a wonderful arc written for me in the show, which allowed that, you know, so yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
I'm curious also about season 2 and how it expands the mythology of Halo, and, you know, what can you sort of talk about that in terms of the mythology?
Not much, I'll be honest, but you know, I think one of the keys to this season is that it's darker in a way that. And in order to get that darkness, or in order to hit that darkness, there's a lot of loss that happens. And so characters are going to interact with this loss in a way that is different for each of them. And it's a massive loss that I think we all might be aware of in
necessary sacrifices are made.
For both of you, you see the shooting schedule. Yeah. What is a day you have circled in terms of, I cannot wait to shoot this, or, oh my God, I can't believe we have to shoot this?
I just loved to be on set there, so every day that I could be there doing these scenes with these great actors and working with the producers and writers like David, our showrunner, would be on set, and we'd be working you know, it's such a huge budget show, but we'd be working like a little theatre troupe, you know, refining the scene, running it. How does this work? Let's cut these lines, let's rearrange it. Like, up until the very last moment, we're working to make it feel organic and feel natural, and it was so exciting to me. So, you know, every chance I got, I'd circle all the days. I can't wait to get it done, you know?
For me, after the experience of season 1, I knew how challenging the battle sequences were to shoot in terms of doing stunts while in the costume. I quickly made sure that the stunt guys were going to be doing all of those for season 2. But then something would come up on the call sheet where there were some stunts that would happen where I'm not in the suit, and those I knew I couldn't get away with not doing. So I had those circled as as things that were going to be challenging.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't think people realize also what a marathon it is to make a television show. Oof. And the hours that go on to make something like this. It's not, I mean, they're long hours.
It's long days, and it's not just a set schedule. So, you know, one day you're shooting 14 hours through the day, and then I think there was about 6 weeks of nights on this season. There's all sorts of shifts in your schedule as well. So yeah, it's certainly challenging.
We shot 8 episodes. I was there for a year.
That's exactly, you've just demonstrated.
Just to give you an indication.
Right. So now that you've done season 2, it's pretty clear that maybe the studio might want a season 3. Okay. Just throwing that out there. So how much are you in your brain in terms of already mentally, because it's a huge commitment, especially for your family.
Blocking out the next 5 or 10 years. Yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Who knows? Let's see. Let's leave all of those questions to other people. Be happy to make more if more is what's on the calendar. Other than that, we'll just wait for February 8th and see how everybody receives it.
Exactly. So this is a spoiler-free question, but I'm still going to ask it. When season 2 ends, what do you think fans will be thinking?
Give me more.
Yeah, hopefully give me more.
Give me more.
And kind of like, oh shit. But in a good way, you know.
So my last thing for you, because I'm just about out of time. When you think about the shoot of season 2, what's the day that you think you'll always remember in terms of like something, you know, one of those crazy days on set, or just a great day with friends?
To me, I'll go first. The days that I'll remember, you know, whether we shoot more Halo or don't shoot more Halo, for season 1 and season 2, is the camaraderie of working with the people that we worked with. We had almost every Saturday night we would gather and do karaoke in a little basement bar right next to the building I lived in season 1. And it was just fantastic, you know, to get to, because we work so hard, you spend so much time and so much energy, and it's so physical and tough for everybody. And to get to blow steam off at the end of the week with the people that you're working with, for me, is just one of the great joys of getting to do what I do.
Yeah, I mean, so many of the days, but certainly my first day, I will always remember, because it was just such a big day. A challenging day for me in terms of the amount of dialogue.
They threw you right in.
They threw me in at the deep end, and you know, in front of all of this cast, and it was just, I mean, it was just such a tremendous experience. It just kind of went so well, and everyone was so generous, you know. Just
Welcome to Halo. Here's a 3-page monologue.
Yeah, that's what it was, and yeah, it was kind of terrifying, but then elating as well to feel like, oh, I'm a part of this thing, and these people really care about this thing, and we're doing this together, and you know, and to see how Pablo led by example on the set, you know, and as soon as I saw that, I thought, okay, this is going to be great, a great 8 months, 9 months, you know, and it really was. But yeah, I'll never forget that first day.